Hi, good afternoon. This is Meredith Lego, and I'm doing a series of videos on Ascension science. A lot of the content that I bring through comes from an interaction with a being called Ascended Master Hilarion. But actually, in the next few series of videos, I'm actually going to share content that has come from a collective consciousness, which is a slightly different energy and message and even tone in terms of how the information comes through. But it's not. I think they're very powerful messages in terms of the importance of going within the heart, and that's why I really wanted to share them in the next series of videos. And so let's kind of get to it. So what I'll do again, like usual, is share and then provide some thoughts of analysis behind what I believe that they're saying. So it starts. In these particular cases, I should back up. Usually I'm using some sort of a Q&A process. And in this particular case, the messages usually just start flowing in. The stunning realization of truth comes blistering into existence in the heart and mind. Peace shall reign supreme. Light falls on the land of freedom at a time and space of intersection of times and inevitabilities. Sow your heart with wails of somber attitudes that the coming dawn of a new day emerges glorious with light, pure plasmic light, unfettered of distortion. Introspection is still needed to cleanse energies. Continue this work like a ritual. March on the path of happiness and fulfillment to victory, hope. The pounding drum in your ears is the pounding heart in society, rapidly speeding up to a tipping point. The sign of the times to cleanse must continue. It is the way and it is meant to occur. How you move through this period matters. Will you choose grace or will you choose cynicism and hatred? You have already won. So I'm going to pause there before I go on, excuse me, and unpack that a little bit. So in the first paragraph, they're essentially saying the stunning realization of truth comes blistering into the heart and the mind. And then essentially they go on to say that light falls on the land of freedom. And that essentially there's going to be more light. The way that I essentially interpreted this, although you might interpret it differently, and I think that's what this exercise is all about, is using discernment and you're interpreting the meaning for you. But the way that it came through for me is that essentially, to me, light is enlightenment in the sense that it's a lifting of the veils. It's bringing more information, just bringing more enlightenment or information so that people have more ability to make the right choices and to use the right discernment in terms of what feels good for them and what is the right path for them. So the way that I'm interpreting this is that there's just going to be more light coming through or enlightenment coming through that's going to essentially stop a number of distortions that have occurred. And this is going to create a continued cleansing of energies within society at large, which we see going on every single day and needs to continue to go on for our society and for humanity to continue the healing process. And then essentially what they're saying is that you essentially have a choice of how to feel, act, and behave in those moments as you're going through an enlightening process and darkness is being more unveiled. The question is, will you choose grace or will you choose cynicism and hatred? And then they essentially say you've already won, which can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. I don't necessarily interpret it in terms of polarity, but I interpret it in the sense that we've already gone through ascension. So essentially, if all time is now, we've already ascended. So in essence, we've already gone through this experience. But to do that, we have to do it through the understanding of unity consciousness. Then going on, there was a statement before the last paragraph, which was strict instructions. So this piqued my interest as I was hearing it. Love swells in the small place in your heart. Times are not easy right now, but have positive thoughts of hope and peace, for your thoughts do create your outcome. Your individual thoughts add to the contribution to the collective, so make it positive. Add beauty, grace, compassion, and non-judgment as stones that ripple in the pond of the field. Their vibrations are pure and high. These thoughts can shape the whole. So that was a beautiful message for me. And again, going back to the idea of strict instructions, and this does match often what Hilarion will say, which is just be mindful of your thoughts and mindful of your vibrations and your vibrational frequencies, because they can manifest into the field, the source field, and they could materially impact what you're essentially seeing and experiencing in the field. So make them positive, and bring joy and compassion into the world around you. So that's essentially, I thought, was a very positive message. And so I'm going to end here and continue on with some other messages from this particular consciousness in some future videos. Thanks very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.